Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English is My Life, the podcast where we talk like real humans, laugh like real friends, and learn English in the simplest, most natural way possible. I'm Haley, your host for today, and oh my gosh, I'm excited. I've had two coffees excited, and trust me, that's a dangerous level of energy.
I can confirm that. She walked into the studio dancing, not walking, dancing, like she was auditioning for a music video.
When life gives you energy, Sam, you use it. Anyway, welcome everyone. If you're new here, thank you for choosing this little corner of the internet. And if you're a regular listener, you already know the rule. Grab your tea, coffee, juice, or whatever drink makes you feel fancy and stay with us until the end. And hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, do us a big favor. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any fun conversations.
Yes, subscribe. It makes Haley happy. And when Haley's happy, she brings snacks. Real snacks. Good snacks.
That's true. I bribe people with food. It works.
All right, today we're talking about something super useful and super simple, but also surprisingly fun. Talking about yourself. How to introduce yourself, how to talk about who you are in a way that feels natural, friendly, and confident.
Yes, because tell me about yourself is one of the most common questions ever in English. It happens in classes, meetings, job interviews, new friendships, even at the grocery store if someone is really talkative.
Oh yes, that happened to me last week. I was picking apples and the lady next to me just started telling her whole life story. I was like, ma'am, I just want fruit. But please continue.
And that's the thing. Everyone wants to know who you are. So today we're going to talk about ourselves, ask each other questions, and show you how to describe yourself in a natural, easy way, not like a textbook robot.
No robots allowed. Only humans with emotions and sometimes questionable decision-making skills.
Haley, why does that sound very personal?
Don't judge me, Haley. Let's start with something simple. We both introduce ourselves, but not in the boring way. Let's make it real. Let's make it something you would actually say to someone when you meet them.
All right, should I go first?
Yes, please. Tell the world who Sam is.
Okay, so if I were meeting someone for the first time, I'd say something like, "Hi, I'm Sam. I work in digital design, and I'm the kind of person who gets too excited about colors, fonts, and pretty websites." That already tells people my name, my job, and a little bit of my personality.
And it tells them you're a design nerd. A proud one.
Absolutely. Now you go. Introduce the Haley version of Haley. Fine. I'd say something like, "Hi, I'm Haley. I'm a podcast host and English creator, and I love talking, so please don't ask me if I'm quiet. I'm not. Not even close."
Not even a little. Haley starts conversations with strangers, at bus stops, in elevators, during quiet moments when no one wants to talk.
Hey, sometimes people need a little sunshine.
True. So here's something helpful for listeners. When you introduce yourself, you can talk about 3 simple things: your name, what you do, and something about your personality or interests. Very simple.
Yes. For example, "Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a student and I love drawing and listening to music." Boom. Easy. Natural.
Or, hi, I'm Tony. I work in marketing, and I'm a huge coffee lover. If you need cafe recommendations, I'm your guy.
Or, "Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a nurse and I laugh at my own jokes. Probably too much."
Haley's coughing about herself again.
Maybe a little, but that's the point. You can share a personality detail. It makes you sound human, friendly, and real.
Right. And you don't need perfect grammar to introduce yourself. People care more about your smile than your grammar.
Exactly. Communication is connection, not perfection.
Ooh, that sounded deep.
I have my moments.
Okay, let's ask each other some questions that people normally ask when they're trying to get to know someone. That way, listeners can learn real questions and real answers.
Good idea. Let's start with an easy one. Sam, how would you describe your personality?
I'd say I'm calm, creative, and a little bit introverted. But if I'm with people I trust, I'm actually pretty funny.
You are. Quiet outside, chaotic inside.
Exactly. What about you? If someone asks you, what's your personality like? What do you say?
I'd say I'm friendly, energetic, and very curious. I love asking questions, sometimes too many.
Sometimes, Haley asks questions like it's her superpower.
And I am proud of it. Also, listeners, describing your personality is a great way to show who you are. Words like friendly, calm, creative, funny, shy, confident, very helpful.
Another important thing, when people ask, what do you like to do? They want to know your everyday life, not your deepest dreams or your 5-year plan, just your hobbies.
Yes. Like, do you enjoy cooking, reading, playing games, exercising, watching movies about superheroes that look very unrealistic?
That sounds personal again.
Don't worry about it.
So my answer would be, I like graphic design, cafe hopping, and watching cooking videos even though I can't cook very well.
Same. I watch cooking videos and then order food because it looks too hard.
Honest life choices.
My hobbies are simple: talking, reading, traveling when I can, and trying new food everywhere I go.
And she really means everywhere, even in places that look a little suspicious.
Sam, life is an adventure.
And sometimes a stomachache.
Worth it. All right, we're warming up now. In the next part, we're going to explore deeper questions about yourself, your background, your experiences, the things that shaped your personality, and how to talk about them naturally.
Yes, the kind of things that help people understand you on a deeper level.
Stay with us, friends. Grab your drink again if you need a refill. We're just getting started. All right, we're back. And now we're moving into something a little deeper, but still fun. We talked about basic introductions, but now let's explore the stories behind who we are. Because everyone has a story. Even if you think your life is boring, trust me, someone else thinks it's interesting.
That's true. People always think their own life is normal, but to someone from another country or culture, it might feel completely new.
Exactly. So let's start with a simple question you can use when meeting someone. Where are you from? And I know a lot of listeners want to answer this naturally.
Yes, you can say something simple like, I'm from Brazil, or I come from Korea, or I grew up in Vietnam. Short and clear.
And if you want to add a little extra information, you can say something like, it's a small town, or it's a busy place, or it's famous for food.
People love talking about food. Honestly, if you don't know what to talk about food.
Very true. I can talk about food for hours. It's a problem.
Not a problem, a talent.
Thank you. So, Sam, when people ask you where you from, what do you say?
I usually say I'm from Singapore. And almost every time people say, oh, Singapore, clean city. It's like the world decided that is the one sentence everyone must say.
It's a great marketing campaign. And I know you like talking about your country, so tell us one thing that represents you or your childhood.
I'd say hawker food. Growing up, I spent so many evenings at hawker centers with my family, eating noodles, rice dishes, and drinking iced milk tea. It's part of my childhood memory.
So, when you talk about yourself, you're also sharing a piece of where you come from. I love that.
All right, your turn. If someone asks you to share a story from your background, something that shaped who you are, what would you say?
I'd say books. I grew up in a house where people were always reading something. Books on the table, on the sofa, and bags, everywhere. So I naturally became obsessed with stories. That's why I love talking and hosting. I love stories.
That makes sense. You always tell stories. Even when I ask a simple question like, how was your day? You give me a movie.
Life is a movie, Sam.
I'm not sure I'm in the right genre.
You are definitely in a comedy.
Fair enough. So, here's another common question. What do you do every day? Or, what does your daily life look like?
Yes, people love asking this because it helps them imagine your lifestyle.
Right. And you don't need big details. You can say something like, I study in the mornings, or I go to work at 9, or I take care of my family during the day.
So, Sam, what does a regular day look like for you?
Well, I wake up, drink water, check emails, design things, complain about deadlines, design more things, drink coffee, scroll my phone, and try not to panic.
That sounds like half the world right now.
True. And what about you?
My day is a mix of planning episodes, recording, writing notes, organizing ideas, and thinking about snacks. A lot of thinking about snacks.
Snacks are your love language.
Completely. But here's something important for listeners. When you describe your daily life, don't worry about sounding boring. Everyone's daily routine sounds simple, but simple English is perfect for communication.
Yes. Something like, I work in the afternoon, or I spend time with my kids, or I relax in the evening.
That's a good one. And speaking of feelings, another question people ask a lot is, what kind of person are you? Or how would your friends describe you?
That's a fun one. Haley, how would your friends describe you?
They'd probably say I'm talkative, energetic, and always curious. Maybe too curious. I ask people questions they didn't expect.
Like the time you asked the taxi driver about his dream in life?
He didn't even blink. He answered immediately. It was a great conversation.
You make friends everywhere. I think that's one of your superpowers.
Thank you. What about you? How do people describe you?
Calm, quiet, easy to talk to, and sometimes a little confused.
You're not confused, Sam. You're thoughtful.
No, I think confused is accurate.
Fine. A thoughtful, confused person.
A beautiful combination.
Listeners, describing yourself doesn't have to be perfect. Just choose simple adjectives that show who you are.
Words like kind, patient, honest, hardworking, funny, relaxed, shy, all very useful.
And you can mix personality with hobbies too, like I'm friendly and I like meeting new people, or I'm quiet but I enjoy deep conversations.
Exactly. People understand you better when you describe both your personality and your interests.
Next, we're going to talk about life experiences, moments that shape who you are, times when you learned something important, or challenges that made you stronger. Simple English, real stories.
And maybe some embarrassing ones.
Definitely. So, Sam, since we're already talking about who we are, let's move into something people love hearing about, life experiences. Not the big dramatic movie moments, but the small ones that shape our personality.
Yes, not everyone has a crazy story about climbing a mountain or saving a city, but everyone has little moments that teach them something.
Exactly. So let me ask you a simple but powerful question. What is one small experience from your life that changed you a little?
Okay, here's one. When I was in secondary school, I had to give a short presentation in front of my class, and I was so nervous I kept shaking. I forgot half my lines. I think even my voice cracked like a teenage cartoon character.
Oh no.
Oh yes, very embarrassing. But after that moment, I realized something. Nothing terrible happened. People forgot about it 5 minutes later, and that helped me feel less scared of speaking in public.
So a tiny disaster became a tiny superpower.
Exactly. What about you? What's one small moment that shaped you?
Okay, here's one. When I was younger, I once helped a friend with an English assignment, just a small one. And after she finished, she said, "Wow, you explain things so clearly." I didn't think much of it back then, but I think that moment planted a seed. It made me want to communicate, teach, and help people learn.
That's sweet. And now here you are, explaining English to thousands of people.
All because of one little comment.
Shows how powerful small moments can be.
Absolutely. And listeners, when you talk about yourself, you can share little memories like that. Simple English, big meaning. Something like, when I was a child, my teacher encouraged me and it made me love learning. Easy to say, but it tells people who you are.
And here's another great question. What are you proud of?
Ooh, good one. Haley, you go first. What are you proud of?
I'm proud that I never stopped trying new things. Even when I was scared or unsure, I still said yes to new opportunities. That's a big part of who I am.
Very true. You have main character energy.
Thank you. I try. What about you? What are you proud of?
I'm proud that I never stopped trying new things. Even when I was scared or unsure, I still said yes to new opportunities. That's a big part of who I am.
That's very true. You have main character energy.
Thank you. I try. What about you? What are you proud of?
I think I'm proud of being patient. Growing up, I wasn't patient at all. I got frustrated easily. But over time, I learned to breathe, relax, and let things happen. Now people think I'm naturally calm, which is not true, but I worked hard on it.
That's actually a great quality. Patience makes life easier.
I agree. Even waiting in long queues becomes less painful.
Unless you're hungry.
True. If I'm waiting in a food line, patience completely disappears.
Same. That's when the real personality comes out.
Hungry version of me is not friendly.
Good to know. Moving on, let's talk about dreams and goals, because this also tells people a lot about you.
That's always an interesting topic. So Haley, what is one dream you have for the future?
I want to create something that lasts, maybe a book or a project that helps people learn English in a warm, fun way, something that stays useful even many years later.
I think that's very possible for you.
Thank you. What about you? What's one dream you have?
I want to keep improving my creative skills and someday work on something meaningful. Maybe design something that helps people or makes life easier.
You already make life easier with your calm energy.
That's accidental.
Still helpful. Now, when listeners talk about themselves, they can say simple sentences like, my dream is to travel, or my goal is to learn English, or I want to get a better job. Simple, but powerful.
Yes, when you say your dream, you're showing people what matters to you.
Exactly. And speaking of dreams, let's talk about strengths and weaknesses. Another fun way to talk about yourself.
Fun for you, not fun for me.
Fine, I'll start. One of my strengths is that I'm creative and enthusiastic. I get excited about things easily.
That is very true.
And one of my weaknesses is that I sometimes try to do too many things at once. And then I panic because I can't do everything perfectly.
Yes. You're like, I can do it all. And then later, help.
Accurate. Now, your turn. Strength.
I think my strength is that I'm good at listening. People feel comfortable talking to me.
You are an excellent listener.
Thank you. And my weakness, I overthink everything. Even choosing a meal takes me too long.
Oh, yes, I've seen that. You read the menu like it's an exam.
It is an exam. What if I choose the wrong thing?
Sam, it's just lunch.
Important lunch.
Fair. Now, here's a fun question listeners can practice. What makes you unique?
Great question. So, Haley, what makes you unique?
I think it's my ability to stay positive even on stressful days. I can always find something to laugh about.
That is a superpower.
What about you?
I think what makes me unique is that I can stay calm even when things are chaotic. People tell me I make them feel safe.
A calm human blanket.
I'll take that.
And for listeners, you can say something like, I'm good at helping others, or I'm creative, or I learn quickly. It helps people understand the special parts of you.
And you don't have to be perfect, just be honest.
Honesty makes communication easier, especially in English.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about hobbies, because hobbies show a fun side of your personality.
Yes. So, Sam, what hobbies describe you the best?
I'd say reading, cooking, and watching documentaries. That combination makes me sound smarter than I am.
It works. For me, I'd say listening to music, writing, exploring new cafes, and sometimes drawing badly.
Very badly.
Thank you for the support.
Always.
See, Even hobbies tell people something about you, your interests, your style, your personality.
And they're great for small talk.
Absolutely. And after the break, we're going to talk about one more big part of yourself, your values, the things you really care about. That's how people truly get to know you. And like I said, Sam, values are the part of yourself that people feel even before you talk about them. They show up in your choices, your actions, and the way you treat the world around you.
Yes, values are like the quiet voice inside you that guides your decisions. Even when you don't say anything, people can sense them.
Exactly. So let's dive into that. What's one value you think is really important in your life?
For me, kindness. I think being kind is simple, but it can change everything. Showing a little kindness when people least expect it can make someone's whole day better.
That's something I always notice about you. You never rush to judge anyone, and you always give people space to be human.
I try, but I also think it's something everyone can practice. Even small kindness counts. Letting someone go first in line, helping a stranger, smiling, being patient, easy things.
Agreed. One of my values is honesty, but not the harsh kind. I try to be honest with warmth, like telling the truth in a way that helps, not hurts.
That's a great balance. Honest but gentle.
I hope so. And for listeners, values can be simple. You can say, I value family, I value learning, I value hard work, or even, I value peace. It tells people who you really are.
And it helps people trust you.
Exactly. Now let's talk about something every self introduction includes: what motivates you? Sam, what motivates you?
Learning new things. I get excited when I understand something I didn't understand before. It makes me feel alive, like my brain is having a small party.
A brain party? Very fun. What about you? What motivates you? People. I love connecting with others, hearing stories, helping them grow. Human connection motivates me more than anything else.
That explains your job. You're basically a human energy drink.
I'll take that as a compliment. And listeners, you can say simple things like, I'm motivated by success, or I'm motivated by helping people, or I'm motivated by challenges.
Or food.
True, food is valid motivation.
Speaking of motivation, let's talk about habits that make you feel like yourself. For me, having a quiet morning with a cup of tea makes me feel grounded. Without that, I feel lost.
Same. For me, writing in my journal helps, even 2 minutes. It reminds me of what matters.
So, your habit is reflection and mine's is tea.
Both great habits. And listeners, you can share habits like reading, walking, listening to music, cooking, praying, or spending time with family. Simple routines say a lot about who you are.
And now we move toward the deeper stuff. How do you handle stress? Because how someone deals with stress says a lot about their personality.
Very true. When I'm stressed, I need a moment of silence. And then I break the problem into small steps. If I try to do everything at once, I panic.
I understand that. I tend to talk to myself, not out loud, just in my head. I say, okay, Sam, breathe, slow down, one thing at a time.
So you give yourself a motivational speech.
Exactly. I'm my own life coach.
And a good one.
Thank you. And how listeners handle stress can also be part of their identity. Saying something like, I stay calm, or I talk to someone, or I take a break helps others understand your style.
Yes. And now let's talk about your comfort zone, because knowing your comfort zone also reveals who you are.
For me, My comfort zone is quiet spaces, places where I can think, read, or relax.
And for me, my comfort zone is warm conversations with people I trust.
That makes sense. Quiet for me, connection for you.
And here's a question for you, Sam. What takes you out of your comfort zone?
Crowded events, loud places, big groups. My brain shuts down after 2 hours.
Understandable. For me, talking to new people can be scary sometimes, but I like the challenge.
You're braver than me.
Or just more curious.
True. And for listeners, saying what makes you comfortable or uncomfortable is a great way to describe yourself in English.
Yes. Now let's move to a softer, more emotional topic. What makes you feel appreciated?
I feel appreciated when someone listens without interrupting. Just being heard makes me feel valued.
That's beautiful. What about you? I feel appreciated when someone remembers the small things about me, like my favorite snack or song. It shows they care.
That's sweet. And again, listeners can express simple things like, I feel appreciated when people are kind, or when someone helps me, or when someone thanks me.
Exactly. Now let's talk about how we see ourselves. Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Okay. Calm, curious, and introspective.
Those fit you very well.
Your turn.
I would say warm, enthusiastic, and thoughtful.
Perfect description.
And listeners can also choose simple words like happy, friendly, quiet, confident, helpful, creative.
Yes, easy vocabulary, but powerful meaning.
Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about your future you. Who do you want to become?
I want to be more confident, more expressive, and maybe more braver when it comes to taking risks.
I like that. You're already on the way.
What about you?
I want to be more patient with myself and maybe more organized. My future self will have color-coded calendars.
Let's see how that goes.
Probably badly.
I'll support you anyway.
And listeners, thinking about your future self is a great way to talk about personal growth.
And now, I guess we're reaching the end.
Yes, and to everyone listening, thank you for spending this time with us. We hope today's episode helped you learn simple English while thinking more deeply about yourself.
If you enjoyed this conversation, stay with us for more episodes.
And don't forget to subscribe to English is My Life so you never miss a new podcast.
Your support helps this show grow.
Thank you again and take care.
See you next time.